My name is Bourbon.
It's a stupid YouTube contest. I don't understand how this is supposed to be something legit. I mean, obviously there is nothing legit to it. It's a stupid YouTube contest. I don't really care about blinds.
My name is Bourbon.
Breeze really won. If he wins the whole thing, Matt can't do this again.
My name is Bourbon.
It's a stupid YouTube contest. I don't understand how this is supposed to be something legit. I mean, obviously there is nothing legit to it. It's a stupid YouTube contest. I don't really care about blinds.
My name is Bourbon.
Breeze really won. If he wins the whole thing, Matt can't do this again.
What's going on? I'm Bourbon, and this is Whiskey Uncensored. It's been a long week. I apologize for the stream being a little later than usual tonight, but I was setting up a little something. A lot of people don't know in this community that I had a very, very strong passion before whiskey, and I'm wearing one of the shirts from it right now. That was my 1986 Monte Carlo Super Sport. And together with a number of buddies, including my friend Rob, who's often in chat, and our friend Tommy Gleave, we founded the New York Monte Carlo Club. Like I said, tonight's a little different because Tommy passed away this week at 62 years old. So I wanted to take a minute or two or three in the beginning of the stream and pay a little tribute to my buddy. Dude was there for me on many, many occasions. I was there for him. We used to do car shows multiple times a week even. Here's a photo of my buddy Tommy, his car, which we affectionately called the Beast, and his wife Angela. Yeah. Lung cancer, as usual, I will say, fuck cancer. Yeah. Here's a few more pictures of his car we affectionately call the Beast. It was, still is a monster of a vehicle. Hurt many, many feelings, both at the track and at the strip. Here's one of the original photos of the New York Monte Carlo Club. And yes, that's me back when I thought I was fat, over on the left. And next to me is my buddy Tommy. All the way on the right-hand side, you'll see my buddy Rob, who's probably in chat, which I can't see at the very moment because I am dealing with these pictures. I'm just realizing I should probably check if I have audio, but it looks like I had to. Apologies, I'm not the best at these things. This is Tommy, and hopefully he's drag racing right now and hurting feelings and living life to its fullest right now, or living the afterlife to its fullest right now. Here's the last video his wife shared when she let us know he all passed. There is audio, but it would probably get a strike. So this was the last car he worked on and built, a hot rod. He always wanted one. and this is where he belonged, cruising on the road. Yeah, I'm saying a lot. Not real good at this stuff, like I said. And yeah, here's the last car show that his car and my car were together. His car is there on the right. That's the Beast. The left is my car, which many people refer to as the General Lee. And yes, I do still have it, even though I don't use it much anymore. She mostly sits at my folks' house. Yeah. I just wanted to, say a few words about Tommy. I'm raising a glass of one of my favorite drinks in the world that I have because of another friend, Bobby Bourbon Battalion. Thank you, brother. A little Boone County 1833 12 year. Some of the best, most elegant MGP you'll ever find. And I just want to ask you all to raise a glass with me to Tommy and say cheers. Oh, that's good. And to do it the Tommy way, he wouldn't just drink one. Wow, that's good. And with that, let me gather myself for a second, and I'll see who's here. And I appreciate you all humoring me and listening to me make a little tribute. The one thing you can't even understand is he had this smile and this laugh that, like, when you saw it, you knew some shit was about to happen. Me and Rob were talking about that this week. That Tommy, yeah, nobody was telling him anything, and he was an individual, and he would start some shit and not care. But that's why he was my buddy. There was no filter. When he was pissed off, I knew it. He would let me know, and believe me, I pissed him off on more than one occasion. But anytime I needed him, he was there for me. He helped me even fix my father's. Oh, technically it was my boat, but it was it was for my father. It was my father's boat. His Tommy, one of the major things he did was he was in metal fabrication. So at one point he opened up an exhaust shop. So I had an aluminum boat, 21-foot aluminum Grumman, and that I had gotten to take my father out fishing. But it had some issues. So Tommy helped me fabricate the metal on it so I could take my pops out on the water with it. It was he was a great guy. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I appreciate you all humoring me in this. And let me see who all is in chat and say hello to all of you. And then hopefully my guest for the evening will join us. Scott from my whiskey lab will be jumping on. And we're going to do a little flight of 13th Colony. So, yeah. And I'll probably clip this out into its own video so I can share it with friends and family. But, yeah. So with that, I'm going to go back to the top and see who's here and do some cheers. First one here was Chris Jenkins. Cheers, all. Hope you're still here, man. Mr. Jiggs is here as well. Cheers, everyone. Shredworm's here with the giant eggplant. What's up, brother? William Reynolds is in the house. This is all before I started the stream, so hopefully some of you are still here. Peter White was in the house. Cheers, all. Dylan Robbins is in the house. Cheers, let's go. Four Leaf Whiskey. Stacy, if you're not subscribed to Four Leaf Whiskey, then you're missing out on some great Irish whiskey content. You need to subscribe to Stacy. Cheers, Stacy. John Matlick's in the house. Cheers, man. There's my buddy Rob. Come take a good look deep in these thuggish, ruggish eyes. Crying, asking the Lord why, and sigh. Told me where you living to die. Bone Thugs, yep, and Harmony. Cheers, brother. Trish is here, sipping with chickens. And if you want to see whiskey and wine content along with chickens, you really need to subscribe to Sipping with Chickens. Cheers, Trish. Hope you're still here. Carlos from Whiskey Corners in the house. Cheers, everyone. Well, cheers to you, sir. And again, if you're not subscribed to Whiskey Corner, what the heck is wrong with you? Cheers, man. Scrolling. Do my best to catch up quick here. Roscoe P. Coltrane was in the house. Cheers, man. How you doing? Dave Vogelsang was in the house. What's going on? Scrolling. Mike Franklin was in the house. Good evening. Good evening to you, sir. There we go. My Whiskey Lab. What's up, Scott? Looking forward to seeing what store pick 13 Colony Bourbon is Ben's favorite. He also gets last year's Double Oaked. I couldn't get this year's. Yeah, we're going to have to work on that, man. Cheers. And I sent you the link on Instagram. So hopefully you have the link to join up. See here. Scrolling. Sandeep Chima in the house. Cheers, man. How you doing? Ernie the Brewbaker Maker is here. Sorry, man. Yeah, I see now. This is when I got into talking about Tommy. Thank you all. Just gonna kind of click through this as I go. There's Rob, 100%, brother. Love Monty's, yeah. So this is actually one of the ways we all used to communicate back in, 1999, 2000. This was the Monte Carlo mailing list, where it was email threads and email chains before forums were really big. I don't know how this t-shirt still fits and or is not in pieces that I've worn it so many times, but it was the first Monty shirt I could find tonight to put on. Cheers, Rick. Thank you. Burton, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Dusty Dan in the house. Cheers, brother. If you're not subscribed to Dusty Dan, you don't like Dusty Whiskey, and then you're just wrong. Give Dan a sub. Zembood's in the house. Cheers, man. 4-1 for Tommy. You going to join me here, man? Just wondering. JH, sorry, thank you, brother. And cheers to you for being here. Tommy was also known as OJ in that car. No one used it. Oh, man, I didn't even think about talking about the nitrous. Man, this guy loved nitrous oxide. And I don't mean huffing it. I mean, he might have huffed it once or twice. I'm just saying, I don't know. But this guy did nothing but spray that Monty. That Monty has probably had thousands of gallons of nitrous through it. Little known fact, my car was set up for nitrous too, but has not been sprayed on this engine. But Tommy, on the other hand, man, he might have had a refill station at his house. Cheers to that. Appreciate all the cheers again. Northwest Bourbon in the house. Cheers, man. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to Northwest Bourbon, what the heck is wrong with you? Just saying. Then you don't like freedom. You might want to give him a sub. Tommy Grin, man, you're going to see something go down. Very true, man. Z-Man, thank you, sir. I'm almost caught up to the bottom, it looks like. That's true, too. Even this Jew was welcome for Christmas at their house. Very true. Appreciate people dropping all the links, and it looks like I'm basically caught up on chat. So with that, I'm going to bring in the wonderful guest of the evening. Don't know what else to say other than he used to be known as the Whiskey Wiggle, and then after some incidents became my Whiskey Lab. Please welcome Scott. I hope I'm allowed to use your first name. Well, you put it in the name, so I hope so. And he's frozen.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go.
Is my mic working?
Yeah, we hear you. You're a little broken up and
Is it
choppy, but
coming?
you're there. Sound a little
Okay.
robotic, but we got you.
Uh,
There you go.
let's see if it clears up.
Yeah, the internet's definitely a little choppy over there.
Is it better?
A little bit, yeah. Definitely got a lot clearer now. I mean, you're sexy either way.
Okay. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna open a door that might let this signal.
Might let the Wi-Fi in.
One second.
Yep. Check out that ass, everybody.
Yeah, it's like a fresh breeze.
Nobody wants the fresh breeze behind me.
Okay, is it getting better?
It's kind of coming in and out, but we'll see. We'll roll with it. Who cares? It's good enough.
Sorry,
See,
we've had some problems.
It's all good.
Okay.
So I was talking with Scott, and
Well, you had
what's up? No, go ahead.
what's that?
What were you saying? Go ahead.
Oh, I said you had quite a intro. You had quite an intro. Sorry about Tommy.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it's
didn't
one of those
know
things hits us all, and
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. He lived hard. You know what I mean? So, you know, he did things his way always. So I just, you know, hopefully he's not suffering. He's not in pain. He didn't have a long drawn out fight. It just sucks for us. And yeah.
But
So
but
the
you
way-
have those. You still have those memories.
Exactly. I might remember more of him yelling at me than laughing, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm not 100%. Brain's not 100% here. Between that and, you know, with the holidays and all, my first time since COVID, I have to be back in the office on Monday.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah. So yeah, but you know, worked from home for 3 or 4 years, and so between that and wondering if we're going to be running down, he moved a couple states away for getting a little bit of an echo. Are you hearing that? No? Okay.
I'm not. No.
Is anybody else hearing that?
Let me see the settings.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Is it
I
still
don't know.
happening?
Anyway. No, I just heard it for a minute there. It was weird.
Okay.
So,
Well, this is speaking of working from home, this is flashback for me. I haven't been a teacher. I taught 1 year virtual like this, and it's a little PTSD to be back into this, but it's good. It's good.
yeah, what do you call it? Bonnie, my other half, is a teacher also. And she said that, you know, the year of teaching remotely was miserable. That, like,
Yeah, it definitely is something else.
it just did not work for teaching. She teaches high school science.
Yeah, I'm
ironically,
high school.
also.
Yep. Yep, that's
So
me, high school science.
yeah, she does. Well, now she does mostly computer science, but
Mhm.
her degree, and she started out teaching bio or living
Mhm.
environment, as they call it up here these days. And
Yeah.
but yeah, no. So I have to go back to the office 3 days a week starting next week. So Thanksgiving week is the week that we
Well,
should all go back. That we should go back after almost 4 years, right?
yeah, that's kind of odd.
It is what it is.
You know.
So anyway, for those who don't know, Scott lives a couple states south of me,
Mhm.
where they happen to where there happens to be a little distillery called 13th Colony. And
Mhm.
so we got to talking because Scott was posting some 13th Colony and I was drooling. So he's like, why don't I send you some samples? And I'm like, all right, why
Mhm.
don't we make a stream out of it? And I've had these samples probably for a couple months now. And
Yeah, scheduling can be a thing.
yeah, I understand, but I appreciate you being here. Hopefully
Mhm.
you have a little fun. Hopefully you drink a little.
Mhm. Yeah. And I've got you sent me some samples from
Oh yeah, that's right.
Irene Tan. Yeah.
So
And
I
I've
am
got a bunch
actually
of them.
so I'm actually seeing her tomorrow, as if all
Mm.
goes to plan. She did a release. I don't know if you saw. She just did a release of something called Riona, which is a blend of American whiskey and Irish whiskey being bottled
Okay.
by Kings County. So I am
I
supposed
did
to meet.
I saw something.
Yeah, I'm supposed to meet her there tomorrow. So if anybody wants a bottle,
Wow.
let me know. I could probably make it happen. Not cheap whiskey, but it's Irene's first official blend. And then for those who don't know, she is also now the quote unquote spirit hunter for Crowded Barrel and one of their blenders or the blender. So it
Yeah, I
should be
saw
cool.
that update. I saw that update with Crowded Barrel. It sounds like drastic changes, but it's going to go well for Irene.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
Mhm.
So she's bringing me. She's bringing me. I already paid for through today. I'm getting her new fireside pick, which is a double barreled bourbon finished in a rye barrel that's 141 proof from Fireside
Wow.
Distillery. Never had it, out of Colorado, I believe. So I'm looking forward to that. And I got a refill of the High West pick coming. As you
Mhm.
know, it's terrible.
Yes.
So I sent Scott a whole bunch of the open picks from Irene that I have here in the house.
Yeah.
And
And I have not opened this,
oh,
so I thought I might open it.
oh, look at that. They do open. So on that
Yeah.
note, where do you suggest I start in the 13th Colony lineup?
Well, there's kind of like two groups. You've got your barrel proof, so you got 2 store picks and the double oak.
Right.
Finish with that. Start with the sour mash, the rye, and their bourbon. Slightly different profiles. Maybe start with the rye just because it's only rye that you got in there.
Mm-hmm.
And their rye, they do French oak toasted staves. So it's got a little character to it.
So I will start with the 13th Colony. Come on, crappy camera. There we go. Little 13th Colony Southern Rye. We'll start with that. What are you starting with? Are you starting with the High West or one of the samples?
Yeah, I just opened it.
Yeah.
I kind of saved it. You also sent the Putnam Rye, and that is actually a gift for my wife. It's her bottle. We went up traveling to the Northeast. Ended up going by Irene and stopping in, and that was the bottle that my wife liked the most, and so we had got one, and that was two summers ago. So it's kind of nostalgic, and she likes it. So
Good. I mean, we haven't done it all. Do you want to talk about your channel at all, yourself at all?
sure. I mean,
Give you the floor.
it was a pandemic boredom, and that was
Wasn't this all?
that was Whiskey Wiggle was just a silly handle. And then I did a couple videos just kind of playing around. And I've got a little bit of an Instagram presence, but then one of my students walked up to me one day and said, is this you? And that kind of shut down the channel, so to speak. I kind of scrubbed it, made my Instagram private, and now I kind of rebranded, opened it up. And my face is not on any of my Instagram. And I'll just say, no kid's going to chase me down through your channel. So I'm not afraid.
Yeah. My channel is specifically marked not for under 18. So
exactly. Yeah. Well, mine was a student that had graduated, had seen it. He was definitely 21, but he had a younger sibling that I went to school that I taught, and that happened.
Anyway. It was just possible stress you didn't need.
Yeah.
But
so if you want to follow me on Instagram, that's where I probably have most of my activity.
Do I need a glass? You have one over there. Whatever you want. Sorry, my cousin is here also. So the peanut gallery is here. That's Ethan in the background. For most people would know him. And so for those who don't know, Scott likes to do you teach chem?
I have.
Okay.
I teach the science fair. I teach scientific research at a STEM school.
Okay.
And
Bonnie
all of my students.
Yeah, Bonnie's taught science research a number of times also. So that's cool.
So that's what all my kids, they all do the science fair, and that's basically what I do.
Sounds awful. So for those who don't know, the majority of Scott's videos, he does have do a lot more on Instagram, but when he puts stuff on what do you call it? On YouTube, it tends to be a little bit of a scientific whiskey spin.
Yeah.
Maybe
I've got some other thoughts.
Good.
Is my, by the way, I see some in the chat. Is my voice, my volume still crazy?
It's kind of like a little robotic garbled, but at the same time it's clear. So it's weird. It doesn't sound great, but you're completely understandable.
Okay. So, I am doing it on headphones. I don't have a good mic set up on this computer. I could change headphones, but not the second.
I don't know if it's going to make a difference.
Yeah, that's fine. I was talking about the sciencey videos. I had thought about, I don't know if it's a good video, but debunking Z-biotics. Biochemically, Z-biotics has got some flaws.
Biochemically, so I am a person actually who believes that a big part of my weight problem is possibly gut biome related, because I do not eat a lot, yet I am a very big boy. And so the idea of introducing a modified bacteria into my biome scares me a little. They actually at one point were trying to have me, sponsor my channel. And I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know that I want to ingest this.
Well, probiotics are not a bad thing. But what Z-biotics does, real quickly, the chemical it breaks down does not exist until alcohol gets processed in your liver. So it's trying to break down a chemical that isn't there. So once your liver breaks down alcohol, there is a byproduct that does cause all the problems, but it's farther down the line.
Right. Well, my thing is in order for their product to work, they would need to colonize.
Mhm. We have gut bacteria. That's a good thing.
Oh no! I'm saying, but
yeah.
their patented bacteria would have to colonize in your gut for it to work, really.
Yeah.
And if it did that, yes, okay, maybe it processes that chemical,
Mhm.
but what else does it do? What other things do we not know that having their bacteria in your gut, what does it affect?
Mhm.
One that I'm highly personally invested in investigating and even trying to consume is acromantia
Mhm.
to try and burn off some of this chub.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Well, I'll tell you what do you think about that the rye?
I actually haven't tasted it yet. I've only nosed it. So let's get into it. Cheers, y'all.
Yep.
I've got Mr. Happy behind me here, if you could tell. So I actually took off noise reduction on you, and it actually cleared you up a little.
Oh.
So
I've got noise reduction on my side. Do you think that would help out also?
No. I disabled it on your side.
Oh.
And you sound better. So I'm wondering if it wasn't maybe putting too much load on your CPU.
Maybe. And I've got echo cancellation. I should probably keep that on.
Yeah, keep that on. But you see, I turned off the noise reduction, and you sound way better. So I'm thinking it was a load issue. What a surprise! Something on my channel.
Okay, hopefully that helps.
You definitely sound clear. Well, cheers.
Good. Cheers.
Let me pour a little bit of this sample from Mr. Happy behind me, too.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically,
so for a low proof.
Let's see if I can get this to work.
Is that
this is going in a Whiskey Mentors
Whiskey
blend,
Mentors? Yep.
Which is Irene's essentially consulting company for what she does picks and such. So that's interesting. I don't know what else to say besides that's interesting. This 13th Colony Rye.
It's the toasted. I think that toasted staves gives it the French oak. It gives it some kind of
little something
more character.
So that's their rye. It's all got toasted French oak in it.
Yeah, that's a standard. No, that's a standard. That's not a special. That is
okay.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a little buttery, maybe.
I think it's got a good mouthfeel, but yeah.
Yeah, a little tannic.
Yeah.
A little drying. Got a little bit of chew. It's not overly sweet, which is actually nice.
But it's not overly bitey rye. It's yeah.
Definitely could
take that. Now the other two, the sour mash, they don't produce anymore. That was a wheated bourbon out of a distillery in Colorado that they'd got a long time ago when they started up. I could do a little more investigation. I don't know which one it is, where it came out of.
Is it still findable or is it gone?
No, it's off the shelves. I want to take. Let's see.
Can you get our waters over there? You drank that all? No, I'm saying just
see if. Let's try to see if I can read where it. I don't think the bottle it says. Oh no, not color. It's distilled in Wyoming.
Well, then it might be Wyoming whiskey.
Yeah. But apparently they don't produce it anymore because they just got a bunch of I think they got barrels when they're starting their
very
brand.
tasty stuff. It's like a cross between.
Just a reminder, all stay hydrated.
Yes.
And this hydration break is brought to you by Jerry Black.
There you go.
Got me this wonderful come and go cum guzzler.
Is that your buddy on the right, or is that
No.
just a video?
This is that's a video of Tommy.
So yeah, so that rye is good. It's and one nice thing is it's about, it can creep up, but it's about $35 to $38.
It's not bad at all. It's very different. It's hard to. It's kind of hard to describe, which is not great for a stream, but it's tasty.
Yeah. And then they've got, like I said, that sour mash is a Wyoming wheated, and then their Southern bourbon is that's their distillate.
Okay.
And all
Well,
the stuff that they get, all the stuff that they get. The Bourbon Junkies did a good video where they visited for a store pick, and it's mostly it's just that Southern dry, hot. Actually, more hot than dry.
Yeah.
It's pretty humid in Georgia. Texas is dry, and a lot of people have feelings about Texas whiskey. But it is humid and hot.
Yep. So the next one I'm pouring here is, as he's talking about it, it'll focus now that we've got this mug here too. Come on. My camera could use a 13th Colony Southern Bourbon, 95 proof. So this is their other shelfer, correct?
Again, it's about $35 to $38, and that is the cast strength. You have 2 cast strength samples. It's that at cast strength.
Okay, but this is the regular. Again, almost buttery, even on the nose. So did you get into that High West yet?
Yeah, the High West is great. I'm looking at the other samples you gave me. I've had when we visited, the Asian plum spice was a really interesting one. I had that. That's from Rough Rider.
That's a favorite of mine to share around because it's so young and yet
so,
it's such a flavor punch. Would you believe she still has those?
I mean, that was it was 2 years ago, 2 summers ago that I saw that.
And she still has them. They're not sold out.
What else does she have here? So I've had that. I think that Candy Cane might have been there back then.
Oh, Candy Cane's delicious.
The Devil's River. Okay, well, I want to try the Devil's River Candy Cane.
Yep, that's delicious, and that's long since sold out.
Yeah,
that's Devil's River out of Texas. Remember.
Well, I'm not a Texas snob. It's just I do know that Texas gets a lot of, Balcones gets a lot of
together.
Yep. Yeah, he helped me put your samples together. He's like, "Wait, is this the guy we sent all the Irene samples to?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yep. Yeah. Yep. And so, are you just smelling on the bourbon, or is that?
I just took my first sip of it.
Yep. Yep.
Now the finish on the rye is really long. I almost feel like it
is
fighting it a little. So I'm going to take that first sip to kind of wash it away, I think. And with that, I'll say cheers to Sean. Whiskey Wars is in the house. Cheers, man. And the Brew Baker Maker went to bed. So cheers, sir. Let's see if anybody else popped in. Joe, the sample guy, popped in. Cheers, man. Scott sounding like I did when I woke up this morning. Cheers, reader. Yeah, I don't know why I was doing that. There you go.
Yeah.
Load issue. All biking bourbon in the house. Deer hunting camp over here. Well, I hope you're having some luck there, man. Hope you get some delicious Bambi. Gordo's in the house too. Cheers, Gordo. Shred's having a Miller Lite in Z-Man's honor. Oh, let's see here. Scrolling home. Oh, Rusty's in the house. What's up, Bourbon Syndicate? How you doing, brother? And Bonnie says, hey, there's somebody in my suite. So that is my other half. Bonnie is in the chat. She was at or is still at well, I guess it's 10 o'clock at night, so I hope she's not still at a baby shower for her sister-in-law. And that is who is also the science research teacher and computer science.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get
that candy cane. Yeah, I was gonna say that candy cane sample. It almost tastes like a rye.
Yeah, almost. With but it's different. It's like
it's got a butt.
It's definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
I might have a backup of that. I'm pretty sure. Did I send you the caramel fudge also? Devil's River?
I've got.
I might not have been able to find it.
That was the one that appeared after shipped it.
Okay.
No,
so
I've got the.
I'll have to send you that.
I've got the. Yeah, I've got the Elijah Craig.
She actually is still at the shower. She's being paged back into the shower.
I got a problem here.
I've got the Starlight port finish. It's dark. That looks like a.
That might be an amber glass.
Oh, I was say it looks like a. That
it
makes
might
sense.
not be. I honestly don't remember.
I'll take a look.
This is also
So the 13 colonies. I guess I was a early adopter just because it was local, and
Right.
and what I just liked is they were $35, $35. They tasted good. They're available. But once they start hitting that double oak and their test strength, their hype is definitely increased.
Their hype is exponential now. And it is mostly because of YouTube, I would say, to the point where I have store owners here asking me, "What do I know about their colony, and do they know how they can? How do I know how they can get it?" Because people are asking for it, and it's like people are. Not only that, these are the same. They're totally on the hype train. That's all it is. Because they can get local high aged, high oak, whiskey, and they don't want it. They want
Kings County is great.
Did I send you a small sample of her Kings County? I forget.
I had her Kings County. I think I had her rye. I had one of her picks. But you didn't send it.
Okay, I'm definitely running low on it. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't even remember what I sent. I was just I stuffed that box as full as I could, pretty much.
Yeah, and you laughed at my packing. I had packed it all up, what I thought was fine, and I was shaking it, and all I heard was sloshing. So I double wrapped your box.
Yeah.
It was probably the most insane package boxing, but
it seems to happen a lot with us with the bourbon when we got to send samples out.
Rusty, I like this. Remember, for every Christmas decoration put up before Thanksgiving, an elf clubs a baby reindeer. I like this. I could get down with that. Cheers, man.
We still have Halloween decorations up.
That's because it was 70 degrees yesterday, so everyone decided they didn't want to freeze their ass off putting up decorations. So,
well, he's down in Georgia. It's a little warmer there.
Yeah, it was nice.
70's a nice, cool day there.
Now I grew up in Michigan, so I'm used to the cold. But
Oh, it's going to be 32 degrees tonight here.
yeah,
Yeah, we're right in the middle, so it swings both ways. So the bourbon's good. I actually think I like the rye better.
yeah, I think the rye is more special. The bourbon it's a good $35 bourbon, but
Sure.
I mean the shelves are full of good $35 bourbon.
Right, but as to have a cool looking bottle that's local and you can pour anytime, that's cool. So I guess next we're gonna go into the sour mash bourbon, which is apparently a weeder.
Yeah, Wyoming Weeder.
Well, we don't know if it's Wyoming whiskey weeder, but it's a Wyoming
It's
weeder.
it's yes, it's a
I don't
it came
think there's
from
very
Wyoming.
many, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think there's very many people distilling whiskey in Wyoming.
Mm. No,
I mean,
I
they
don't know
might
of any.
be, but not for sale to the public.
Backwoods.
Well, you know what's funny? The most recent Bardstown discovery has got a Georgia distillate in it, and
Yeah.
everybody thought it was 13 colonies
Mm-hmm.
because it was like 10 years. Apparently, there was a distillery that went bankrupt, so so all their barrels just got sold off.
Right.
And you know that could have happened with somebody in Wyoming.
Sure. Well, I just poured it off.
I see. Checking the chat. I see Gordon Murphy just put his skeleton away.
No,
Full foot skeleton.
oh, this smells good.
Mm-hmm.
This is sweet. So this is unobtainium at this point?
Yep. You might find a bottle, hidden behind some stuff. But it's pretty much done.
Just off the nose, I'm like, this nose smells special. It's got that, it's very fruity.
Mhm.
It has an almost willety nose.
I could see that. Yeah, it is.
Floral
Again,
also.
But again, you've not tried a bottle yet that is over $40. These are all, locally they're all $35, $38.
They're higher than that on secondary.
Well,
Actually, I don't know. This probably does if it's unobtainium.
I think, yeah, but like Sealbox has their bourbon. I think it might be 45 on Sealbox.
Interesting. Cheers, Joe. And then Joe's announced. And again, if you're not subscribed to Independent Joe, you like freedom. So throw us a sub. Will it bomb? Buy or avoid? I mean, it depends if you're into partaking into the herbal stuff and you want a bong made out of a Willet bottle, I guess. I don't know that question. All
I
right.
see Joe saying he doesn't pay over $40 for any bottle. That's a lie.
Huh. It's got a lot of wheat spice to it, almost masquerading as a rye. Less sweet on the palate, but again, a little funky, which I can get down with.
And I think that's got a little more age on that than the bourbon, the other ones.
He's getting dried raisins. Interesting. It's got a little funkiness to it. I like a little
cinnamon mixed in with it.
I like a little George Clinton in my whiskey. A little bit of P-Funk. So which one are you sipping on now?
So I went to the what was so dark, but it was an amber bottle.
Yeah.
The port finish Starlight. And that is good.
Is that Decadence?
Is it what?
Did I put what the name of her name for
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Decadence?
decadent. Yeah, and that's a very good one.
I don't think there's ever a bad whiskey out of her place.
No, she is. You're lucky being local. And local is a stretch, but
Yeah, 3.5,
Yeah.
4 hours each way.
yeah. But she is kind of the hidden secret in whiskey, and
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm curious to see how her profile expands to the public with the new position.
Well, we also I get along very well with her because we're also both in IT.
Mhm,
In our true backgrounds and our day jobs. So even
mhm.
though IT for both of us is a stretch
Yeah.
for both what she does and what I do, or calling it IT is like just calling you a teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's yeah.
There's a lot more to it, and it's not that simple as neither of us are just going out and fixing people's PCs, but
Yeah.
it's just the overall envelope of what you put it in.
Yeah. I see someone asked where is she located. She's in Canterbury,
Canterbury, Connecticut,
Connecticut. Yeah.
which is about a half hour from Rhode Island. So
Yeah.
far east in Connecticut.
Mhm. It's a sleepy little town. I mean, it's kind of it's not like a destination, but we were on a road trip. It was a nice little place to kind of go through. Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm sure you had a little fun there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was so and she loves entertaining. She loves
Mhm.
telling stories. Her stories from uh, paddleboarding with her cats, and
Mhm.
like it. If you want to be entertained, it's a great visit.
Yeah, entertained, well whiskeyed, and your wallet
Mhm,
abused. It is a good place to visit.
mhm, mhm.
You're not
Yeah.
leaving there. You're not leaving there with your wallet intact. I will promise you that.
No. No. Yeah, we
Here we
were
go.
heading from. Uh-oh.
Okay, so
uh,
Willet Pot Still. I'm one of the few people who does not hate Willet Pot Still.
I've had it
So,
once. I did not hate it.
so the thing is in mid 2021 they changed the mash bill. Prior to 2021, Willet Pot Still was basically like the dregs of their young bourbon, and it was horrible. They moved the mash bill to their wheated bourbon mash bill in the pot still now in mid 2021. So I don't hate it. I've killed one.
Mhm.
I haven't had it in a long time because the price went up on it. But yeah, I used it as my chug bottle for a while because it
Mm.
was fun to chug out of a pot still bottle. But
What proof is it? It's not that high, is it?
somewhere in the 90s, low
Yeah, yeah,
90s.
yeah.
I don't hate it. And I mean, if you can get it on sale or something, you may not like it. Dan
Mhm.
says to avoid like leprosy, but he might be talking about the old one. The old one was hot garbage.
Yeah, I had
Basically,
the new one.
if you're going to buy one, you want the one where the barcode and everything on the bottle is in gold. You don't want one where the barcode or anything else is on a label. You want it all basically etched into the glass. That is the wheated mash bill.
Mhm. Yeah. It's I don't know if I would have bought it, but I had a friend had it. It was fine.
Yeah. So yeah, Sandeep, she is in I guess central eastern Connecticut.
Mhm.
Not far from Rhode Island.
We were
So for
traveling.
me, no, go ahead, go.
Oh, I said we were traveling from Massachusetts to see my cousin in Binghamton, New York. And it was a little bit of a detour, but it was well worth it.
Yeah. So the sad thing is, as the crow flies, she's less than 100 miles from me. But because of NIMBY, those who are not familiar with the acronym, it's not in my backyard. There's no tunnel or bridge between Long Island and Connecticut. So therefore, in order to get there, I either have to take a ferry that costs over $100 round trip and over an hour drive on top of it on each end, or I have to drive around through New York City to the tune of 3.5, 4 hours to get to where she is. And I do it probably more often than I should.
I once took a ferry from the end of Long Island, Montauk, over to, is it Mystic? I think.
Mystic, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mystic's a fun little town.
That was years ago.
Oh, yeah. Hey, cheers, Eric.
I think I'm going to open her up. I'm going for the Elijah Craig.
Her Elijah Craig pick. Is that the hug or hug 2?
Hug.
Okay, I sent you the original. You're welcome.
Yeah.
That is Elijah Craig barrel proof.
As you're getting into your barrel proofs, and I would definitely save the double oak for last, because it'll kind of shoot your palate.
Oh yeah, I have that staged up for last for sure.
Yeah,
but I like this one.
Now, that southern, that sour mash that we did. Well, I'll keep my eyes open if I see one.
Definitely different from what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
That one. So, okay, we have a 128. So the next two we've got a 5-year 124 proof pick and a 6-year 128 proof pick. Would you go in the proof order, or would you? It's kind of whatever.
If you have two glasses, I would pour them both and do a side by side.
All right. Looks like the camera's trying. There we go. So we have a 5-year from the Decatur package store and a 6-year from the Tap House.
Mm-hmm. And I'll say this, they're very similar. I have a preference. I'm curious to see what you have to say.
All right.
The nose on Irene's Elijah Craig pick is amazing.
It's terrible.
Mm.
It's not good. Don't drink it.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's got it does that. Mm. Wow, and it coats the glass too. I was just checking out my glass. It is something.
Like I said, it's not good. Don't drink it.
Mm.
It's garbage. Hot garbage.
Yeah.
So Sandeep, you might know Irene. If you've ever watched any of the Whiskey Tribe videos, the 10 things or 9 things or 7 things, I forget what the video exactly is called.
I hate about
whiskey drinkers hate about liquor stores. That's her. And she's also pretty well known around in many communities. All right, so I'm going to side by side them as you suggested. They're in different kinds of glasses, but who cares? Give them a little Matt Porter patented SJ.
Mm-hmm.
Or
and I'll say they're very similar. I find a little thing that I like different, but yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to start with the 5-year. I keep getting this almost buttery note on the nose of almost all their stuff. It's weird because it's like it's almost nosing a consistency, but
it
could
be, it could just be that hot, humid aging.
Could be. Store name again is Canterbury Liquors and Whiskey Mentors. But if you're ever going to be up this way, Sandeep, just let me know and I can set it up for you to make sure she's there and such. You know, I can get you in touch. Oh, actually, not only was she in that Whiskey Tribe video, but if you watch the latest Whiskey Tribe video about all the changes going on with them, she is in that video as well. She is their new official spirit hunter for craft
And what
battle.
she does, you know better than I do, but she finds those. What I'll tell you, what she finds what 13 Colonies was 5 years ago.
Yes.
Like those that nobody had ever heard of them, they don't know about it. And then she finds them.
Well, that Asian plum spice is a great example, but she also she's the kind who wants to be let loose in a rick house with a thief, and she's going to find those couple of special barrels and then write a story about them too. So getting a little bit of funk on the 5-year also. Let's nose the 6-year. Let's do a little. They are pretty similar. Definitely getting a lot more ethanol on the 6-year.
Yeah.
And it's only 3 proof points higher, really. There's a little bit of funky sweetness in the 5-year, though, that I'm not picking up in the 6-year. 6 years definitely got more ethanol going on.
And I got that too.
Cheers, Joe.
Cheers. It's got a punch.
It's got some punch, but like I said, it's got a little funk to it. I like that it's a little funky. You know, more and more I'm finding I love craft whiskey. I love Kings County. I love Driftless Glen. I mean, my first love and always will be MGP.
Yeah.
But especially
which
old
ends
MGP.
up, which finds its way to every craft distillery there is.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Turkey boy.
Well, there's always turkey, but just more and more I'm liking what craft distilleries are doing, you know. I'm kind of hoping whiskey goes the way beer went, where it was, you know, a couple of really big boys, Goose Island, Founders, etc., and it really goes hyper local, that people start really going after their really good local whiskey. Then you know, like 13th Colony, 2 years ago nobody knew who they were. Double
and they
Oak was
are
on the shelf.
Yeah, and just a little context, they are Georgia's oldest current distillery, you know, since Prohibition.
They have
ASW.
Okay, sorry, I keep talking over you.
I say no. ASW, a lot of people know about now. ASW is becoming a bigger name, but ASW is much newer than 13th Colony. And 13th Colony just kind of sat in the shadows until they popped out with that double oak. And
then the world went crazy. I think the Bourbon Junkies pick sold out in like 10 minutes or something like that.
And they're going above market value. I mean, not market. They're going above MSRP.
Yeah.
I think Steelbox had one for 200 or something. And
that was crazy. The hazmat ones.
And their store picks locally here should be about $90.
So have you seen more since these?
No.
Really?
BS and Bourbon, or not, I think it's BS and Bourbon. They're the guys that are Grease and them. They're buddies with them. They did a barrel pick that dropped at Tower locally, and it was on the shelf and gone immediately. the barrel picks are starting to go now to some of the YouTubers. I know the Barrel Bourbon Junkies did one, but so did
Whiskey
someone
Row
else. I
did
just blanked my Yep. That's what.
Yeah, I didn't get lucky enough to get one of those either.
Yeah. So I think they're starting to reach out with their barrel picks.
It's their future is kind of bright right now, but it's just funny that they were so in the shadows for so long.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna find more and more of these craft distilleries shocking people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Driftless. Everybody in Wisconsin knows about Driftless, but nobody else does. And Driftless is outstanding whiskey.
They are very good. Have you had any J. Henry out of Wisconsin?
I've had a couple of tastes. I don't own any bottles.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Nancy Fraley helped a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if you
know.
I actually was lucky enough to have her name one of the newer batches of cigar blend after me. Or after this channel.
I did not know that. That's now. Can you get a hold of one of them?
She's trying, and people are trying.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lead on one, but it's not in my hands yet. But it's hopefully she's also trying. She's also doing another round of it right now. She's doing it on her Instagram. They gave her the clearance. So if you are any type of social media influencer and you might want to have a batch, she's looking for names for her next set of batches. So you have to go give her on her Instagram, Nancy Fraley. You got to give her an idea for a name for a batch.
So what's the name? Is it Whiskey Uncensored or what do you name?
I wanted it to. I had just suggested Uncensored, the Uncensored batch, but she called it Whiskey Uncensored. But yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I like
pretty freaking cool. So I tagged a bunch of people, but I'm putting it out there. If you're any type of influencer, go on her Instagram, come up with a cool name, and put it on there before she announces the winners again.
Well, I'd love to see her and Irene Tan get together and do something. That would be crazy.
I'm working on connecting the two of them.
I mean, I think that they would. They'd probably just be just like they love each other.
Well, this is the thing that I see it could go two ways. It'll either they'll love each other or it'll get very competitive, and I don't know which way it'll go.
Well, Nancy's more of a blender and Irene's more of a taster. So I don't know. It depends.
Yeah. So Shelby gave me a sample of Chattanooga whiskey finished in a 100-year-old sherry barrel, and it was unbelievable. And apparently they're doing another run.
I had it was a wide release, or Cabernet finish was out recently.
Cool.
Oh, it was a year ago.
They're not even distributed here either. Chattanooga.
That's another one that we get. That years ago I was like, this stuff's kind of good, and nobody knew about it. Now you hear about it.
Right, you hear about it, but again, I feel like I don't know if Chattanooga's quite craft, but I guess they kind of are. They're a little bit more mainstream, but again, but these are the thing. Especially I've said for a long time, when these places start having 10, 12-year-old whiskey, even 8-year-old, it's going to change the game, and hopefully people start chasing.
I saw the Mash and Drum talk to the Chattanooga guys, or no, he was talking about them. But he said he thought that he had saw the altitude of Chattanooga was like 20% higher than the highest Kentucky altitude distillery, and that altitude lends itself to the whiskey moving through the barrel.
Interesting.
You have less atmospheric pressure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I wonder. So they're saying higher atmospheric pressure helps or lower?
Well, to get it out of the barrel, you want a low atmospheric pressure so you
Low.
get high altitude.
Right.
And
Maybe
so they
that's
say
why
that
we have so many Colorado distilleries.
Mhm. And so they say that that Chattanooga is often only like 3 or 4 years, but it feels older.
Yep. I'm a big fan of small barrels too.
Mhm.
That's,
Yeah.
you know,
For aging.
mhm. Well, I just feel, you know, you get a lot more wood contact. And yes,
Mhm.
I said wood contact.
Yep.
Well, cheers, GT. He went to Kings County today. Picked up the
Oh,
rye and the bottle and bond. Did you get to try
nice.
the hazmat? That's what I want to know. Did you drink the hazmat? They have right now 150 something proof,
Wow.
a single barrel that only yielded like 4 bottles or something, and it's somewhere in the 150 to 160 proof range.
Where's that? I got a mess to obtaining with that.
That
Yeah.
is at the distillery. There's the whole barrel yielded 4 bottles.
So then
That's
why
That's us. I actually have a 15 gallon
crazy.
King County barrel over here.
Mm.
I've been
Wow.
contemplating a my own finishing project in it.
With different staves or what?
No, I've been contemplating so I did
Oh,
with a local store, I did a Kings County pick, and it turned out to be a 5.5 year and a 15-gallon barrel. I got
Mhm.
the barrel, and I've been thinking about either doing something like OGD 114 or Turkey 101, probably
Is
more
that
Turkey
cheap?
101 for accessible. Fill it up with Turkey 101,
Mhm.
let it age for a number of months, and then dump it.
Yeah.
Because like I was gifted an incredible bottle that's right there. I don't know if people could see it. There we go. That one. That is
Is it
Wild
next to the
Turkey.
Blantons?
Yeah, it's
you want the bottle?
yeah, sure. It's a Wild Turkey 101 finished in a Willet barrel.
The one with the purple rider?
Yes. I have this thanks to the gorgeous man that is Thrasher.
Mm.
This was again
The, pur-
somebody's finishing project. It is
the purple top.
yep. Wild Turkey 101 aged 6 months in a Willet bourbon barrel.
Wow.
And it is phenomenal. So that's where I'm like, what if I finished 101 in a Kings County barrel?
Mhm. I mean, that's a great start. 101 for a starting point.
I mean,
That's
101's
awesome.
great on its own. So,
Yeah.
hey,
I
Dan
do.
from Death Dogs is here. Cheers,
Hey,
Dan. And if
I
you're not
do.
subscribed, you
Yeah,
don't like Edward.
Dan, or you don't like tiny dogs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, tiny dogs with an attitude.
Mhm.
Give
I
us
do. I've done it now 2 years. This is my second year making my own little blend. I call it midwinter's break because I'm a teacher on break.
Mhm.
And I basically take the open rye bottles I have, and I dump them, and then I try to find Midwinter's Dram's got a port finish, so I try to find some finished whiskeys to add to it.
Mhm.
Last year I had a finished Chattanooga that was fig infused, and
Really?
it was it was overpowering for the fig on its own. But when I put that in with I'll just call it 8 bottles of rye, it leveled that out, and it was a very interesting fig fruit rye. Um, and this year, I guess I'm going cliche for the year because Amberana is everything this year. And I have an Amberana that I drank that it was just almost too strong, Amberana. So I've dumped that in. No, it was what is it? Red wine.
Okay.
And it wasn't bad, but I dumped that in with all the open ryes I have, and I'm gonna like rebottle it, brand it myself, just for my friends. I just do a midwinter's break. It's my
If
Thanksgiving break.
so once on Reddit, I came across a guy a while ago, a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
I have it saved somewhere. Who he was determined to figure out midwinters.
I think
And
I've
he
seen that
figured
with a
out
port, like actual
it's a
port.
it's Sanderman port.
Mhm.
And the ratios and everything though that he like
Mhm.
came up with, like if you use rendezvous it's like 95, but if you I'm sorry, if you use high west double
Du-
rye it was like 90 something percent match, but if you use their rendezvous it was like 98% match
Mhm.
to midwinters.
Yeah,
Although lately for me I've been finding I don't love port finished whiskey.
it depends. I think they could be too much.
Hmm.
It depends. I had there's Atlanta here. They did a port finish rye with ASW, and it is so whiny.
Really?
It's yeah, it's a lot.
So this is weird. My cousin's showing me a thing in his app. He's subscribed to my channel, but in order to talk and chat, it says
You have to be.
create a channel. Anybody ever tried
Uh,
this before? Look at this. It
so
says you have
I saw you had a
to,
notice that said to chat you had to be a subscriber,
right. But he's got a
but
weird thing
maybe
that says create a channel. Oh, hang on. Let me see.
but I wonder if the only way they can recognize you as a subscriber is if you have a channel.
I think it's just because he doesn't have a true YouTube
Gmail.
account. Yeah, it's like not linked. So now
So he must have to be connected to Google in some way. Google with YouTube.
he is, but it's like he had like I don't know. It was weird. Whatever.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's it.
So I'm going back and forth between these. And there,
So those two, I think is very subtle, but there's one that I like better. I'm curious what you have to say.
you empty?
Yeah. We have a little 6 or whatever the others say.
Mm-hmm. So at first I thought the 5 was a clear winner.
Mhm.
And now I'm going back and forth, and I'm not as sure. The 6 years growing on me. The 5 years definitely got more going on, but there's some sweetness in the 6 year that the 5 year doesn't have. To me.
I can
Mhm.
agree with that.
And I think I was going back and forth myself.
They're both good. If I had to pick one, I think the 6 years the crowd pleaser, but the 5 years more interesting. Is generally how I would describe it if I was doing a pick. Like if I'm picking for
and I would say that's my
your thought also.
yep, that's what I thought. And a little background. The guy that runs Decatur Bottle Shop, his name's Herb, and he is known for. He's no Irene, but he's known for doing good picks. The other store, they're just known for just trying to get move product, get allocations, stuff like that.
Yeah, so but that makes sense. So he went for the something different, the something a little more character, more for I'll call it us, the whiskey snobs, the whiskey aficionados, the whiskey geeks, the whiskey idiots who spend way too much money on whiskey. And the other one went for the I'll pour this for anybody and it'll sell.
And maybe even I don't know if when they do their picks if they had the age statement, but the age statement's higher on the one that I don't think has as much character.
Doesn't have as much character, but it's sweeter.
Mhm.
And it's even though it's proofier, I think it's easier to drink.
Mhm.
They're
Well,
both very.
yeah, I'll let you go back and forth and give me the answer later if you want to, if you change your
Mhm.
mind. But the bottle you like is the bottle coming to you.
You bastard. Well, I'm thinking we need to do the.
Double
I'm
up.
gonna have a little bit more of each. No, and then blend them.
Yep.
Have you done that?
Not with those two. No.
All right. Well, I'm going back and forth. Let me catch up a little here. Hey, Amy Bohm's in the house. Cheers, Amy.
Well, here, if you're being daring, here's a mixed glass.
Yeah, and I am gonna do. I'm gonna blend all the little Irene samples, which God knows what this is gonna be.
Oh, geez.
So I've got I haven't done open them all, but I've got the candy cane, the what is that? The port finish, the Elijah Craig. I haven't done all of them.
That's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be something. Whiskey Uncensored. Bonnie is looking exceptionally burly and handsome this evening.
I'm not Bonnie. Oh, you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's usually where she chills out.
I know.
Because my streaming area is very narrow over here, so there's like really no room to go side by side.
Yeah, I'm in a pretty small house, spare bedroom. Yeah.
Oh, I wish. How many square feet you have there?
Total, like 1,100.
Okay. With a basement
It's a
and a garage? No.
No basement, no garage. I have a crawl space.
Okay.
It is 2 bedroom, 1 bath. It's a 100-year-old home, little bungalow.
That's
Real
cool.
estate's crazy. Yeah,
You don't gotta tell me.
it's one of yeah.
I'm in a 1,000 square foot condo that is two 500 square foot shoe boxes on top of each other. And that 1,000 square feet includes a staircase, a bathroom and a half, and a utility room.
Yeah.
And no
Yeah,
crawl space.
Yeah. Now I do have a nice backyard. It's not huge, but it's nice to have a backyard.
Yeah, we saw your
Little
backyard
fire
earlier
pit.
when you opened up the door.
Well, that's actually not the backyard, but yeah.
No, your backyard.
Oh, that's a different. No, no.
He's not used to he's used to like, good-natured Adriana and everything else. He's not
Yeah,
used to
she's
chaos.
Yeah, you say good natured. She's got a potty mouth too.
Yeah, she's not in check because her and Nick. I was actually talking to her earlier because you were going to be on.
Yeah,
and her and Nick are out on date night tonight. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah. They're very.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
There you go.
I was giving you another.
They're
13th Colony
SJ.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll rinse out the other glass and I'll pour the finisher.
Yeah, and that double oaks, everything that you've heard. I mean, it's. I don't know if it's overhyped, so I'm curious. You've heard. Have you had the double oak?
I've had little tastes of it, but at bottle shares where I've had like
so many things.
Exactly. I've not had it stand on its own. So yeah, for anybody looking, this is last year's, correct?
Yes, it's a batch one, which people that have done side by sides, they like batch one better.
This is the double oak. This is the one that caused the hype. 9-year aged, 135.3 proof. This is the one that caused all the problems.
Yeah.
And put 13th Colony kind of on the map nationwide, or at least whiskey tube wide. But I stopped by a store I don't visit often. You still have
I'm ready for
that?
high test.
That I don't get to visit very often, kind of far away. And I was surprised, of all things, they asked me about, what do you know about 13th Colony?
Hmm.
I've got a lot of people asking for it. And I'm like, you've got people asking for 13th Colony? I'm like, what?
Is this toasted?
It's double oaked.
Yeah.
It's called 13th Colony Double Oak.
Okay.
But I mean, double oak is usually 6 months. Something. This was double oak for a while.
Yeah, 4 years in the second barrel,
Mhm.
according to the label that I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amy Bohm, Nick on date night is him at urgent care getting treated for a well-deserved stab wound.
Yep. She's feisty. So one of the notes I really get on a double oak is if you've had dark chocolate covered espresso beans, like that's what I get.
All right, well, let's clear the palate.
But it is definitely dark, rich coffee, dark chocolate, creme brulee. It's different.
Yep. It's a nice light whiskey.
Yeah.
No color to it at all. Apparently, I'm making a mess out of myself here, as usual. Ugh. Well, I'm sure this has been incredibly exciting for everyone watching us tonight.
Yeah, you had a dud of a guess. I'm sorry. You started off with a death, and then I followed up. So I hope. Sorry.
It is what it is. There's also multiple streams going on at once tonight, I believe. So
Yeah.
I know Baker Drinks is on. I think Big Vic is on every night. So
Is Baker Drinks? Is that Toshi Bake?
no, that's Baker Drinks. I don't know how else to call them.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if I'll have to check them out. I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah, we may do a collab next month. They sent me an email actually about it. But with the way this week has gone, I haven't really been in touch with many people.
Yeah. And I know I've been playing hard to get. It's difficult. Saturday night. Yeah. Life.
Yeah. How did you get free tonight?
It just happened to be. I'm on break all next week. And it's kind of like do what you want now. It's fine.
Next week?
Thanksgiving week we have. Yeah.
You're off all Thanksgiving week?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they don't do that up here.
Yeah. So I get the whole week off, and so it's like we're not doing anything. My wife's she's also she likes to go to bed about 8 o'clock.
8?
So
is she a teacher also?
She's a public defender.
Public.
So she's got her.
What time does she get up?
Like 6. She's got. I pick. Listen, I pick up. She goes to bed about 8. Then she always wakes up about 1, and then she goes and has a snack in the kitchen, and then she goes back to bed about 1:30, and then she gets up at 6. It's a pattern.
If it works for you, it works for you. What are you gonna do?
Yep.
All right, time to get into this sweet oaky deliciousness. Cheers. That does not suck. There you go.
Yep.
I should go to bed that early. 6 a.m. wake ups. Said I just live on no sleep during the week and crash most weekends. Very true.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am, Bonnie. You know, and she's the same. You know, she's teaching and all that. I get home and it's hard for me to just turn it off and wind down. And so during the week, I'm a midnight bedtime and a 6 a.m. wake up. And on the weekends, I'll catch up. And that double oak sticks with you for a while.
Yeah, but what's interesting is it's tannic, but not that oaky.
No, it's a. I'll have to refresh. I'm like,
I think you should have.
I find it chocolate, coffee. Yeah, I'm it's right behind me.
Yeah, more like a dry cocoa almost than a coffee. Than like definitely not a milk chocolate or anything like that.
No. Like I said, I think it's a dark chocolate espresso bean. You know that's.
There's
and
definitely a coffee thing going on in there.
Yeah, and it is dark.
Let me full screen that. And I love that they, you know, went with essentially the birthday bourbon bottle or very similar to it.
It's a little flatter. It's not as bulbous, but yeah. And so that was their first bottle. It's not like they transitioned to this.
No,
they've had this. Yeah. And you would think that would have got some attention. These bottles are sitting on the shelves and nobody cared until this double oak.
Yeah. No, so Amy, Ethan doesn't use the come and go bottle cup. He uses the one that JPIT sent me. The what do you call it? The HEB Big Sipper. That's what Ethan is using. And that one did come from JPIT from HBR. Yeah. If needed. Well, we've been going for an hour and a half. Do you want to hang out and I'll drop the link and see if anybody else wants to come on and shoot the shit with us?
Yeah. Go for it. No, I'm not. Now, listen, you do 3 and 4 or 5 hour streams. I probably won't be that long, but yeah, open it up.
Because I have to, I'm going to be going to Kings County tomorrow. I got to drive into Brooklyn because I'm meeting Irene there for the Riona release.
Oh, so you don't have to go all the way to her place.
No. Tomorrow I'm meeting her at Kings County.
Yeah.
In New York City, in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So
where does Kings? Yeah, do that.
Oh, good.
Where does Kings County do all their aging? Like real estate in Brooklyn's pretty. So
they have.
I don't know that.
So they have one warehouse / rick house in Brooklyn. They have a very small aging space in the upstairs in the distillery.
Mm-hmm.
And then they bought if anybody's ever heard of Blue Point Brewing. It's a brewery up here in New York.
Yeah, beer.
Yeah, they bought their initial location, and it's actually their other rick house is about 10-15 minutes from, probably about 15 minutes from me on the south shore of Long Island, like 60 miles east of the distillery. But that's younger whiskey there that's still aging, but I'm looking forward to hopefully doing a pick there one day.
Yeah.
So I did just drop the link and see if anybody wants to join us. Like I said, I know there's multiple other streams going on right now, so I don't know if anybody will, but if you'd like to, the link is there, and you can come hang out with us. I'm just bringing up the stream now, so I can do it. You might have heard a little echo, so I can pin it. And for whatever reason, I'm getting a really difficult aspect ratio because nothing ever goes smoothly with me in life. And I keep hitting the wrong button. There we go. Default view and pin. The guys are being so serious, and I'm here trying to be ridiculous and silly. Amy, you're never ridiculous and silly. Yes, you are. Like I said earlier, you weren't here earlier, Amy. I've had a kind of a rough week. A good buddy of mine passed away this week, and I have to go back to the office on Monday for the first time since the beginning of COVID. So I'm not 100%. Not my usual jolly, completely fuck around self. But speaking of people who like to fuck around, what's up, Z-Man?
Appreciate you, brother. Cheers, man. Cheers.
And apparently she's not at the baby shower anymore.
Cheers
Hi,
to
hon.
both
Hey,
Nah, I left the shower after about 4 hours.
That sounds like a Russian
of you. Whatever.
shower. Wow, you broke out the makeup and everything.
I did.
Good for you, Bonnie. Good
Also,
for
I'm
you.
not sure that I have makeup remover in my apartment anymore.
I think there's a thing called soap and water.
There is. I actually told Lauren that I'm pretty sure she's the only reason I've worn makeup all year. And she was like dumbfounded. And she's like, but what about the wedding? I said, you mean your wedding? Yes, I wore it for you.
Yeah, my girl never wears makeup. Never.
If I wore makeup more often, I might not be with Ben. I met him at a wedding where I was a bridesmaid. He was a groomsman. I was running late. My mother was giving me a ride. She was running late. I was all sorts of crazy. I get to the hair salon. They do my hair. I go in my bag. There's no makeup. And they're like, well, you can use our makeup. And they have 4,000 different things. I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. So I went to the wedding without makeup, and he kind of liked the looks of it. So
I met my girl. My birthday is January 1st. I'm a New Year's baby. And I was throwing a New Year's Eve party at my house. I had half the neighborhood over here. And one of my neighbors brought her over here. No makeup. She looked hot as hell. And I'm like, who's this girl? What's your neighbor? She lives 4 doors down. I'm like, oh, really? Everybody else left and me and her kept hanging out. So there you go.
very nice.
You never know.
So the perfect investment
Yep.
for Bonnie for Hanukkah. A level for pictures. Because there's not one picture behind her that's straight.
They have all been hung haphazardly and randomly.
Yeah.
They're also all original art except for the fake Starry Night in the corner.
Wait, I thought that was the only original.
So let me get this straight. They were all hung halfway through the stream of drinking.
No, they do predate the drinking, but
so it's New York earthquakes.
there you go.
Yeah.
They're hand painted Chinese brush art.
So Bonnie, Scott, Bonnie, the 2 science research teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
And Bonnie, you're doing computer science now.
I am, although I'm meeting with one of the assistant principals Monday. He was talking to somebody at one of the colleges that wants us to bring back our science research program.
Cool.
Yeah. So I got 8 kids to ISEF last year. I chaperoned that. It's a fun. It's the ISEF is an International Science and Engineering Fair.
I've been to
It's a
ISEF.
fun event.
Yep. When I was first building my program, the city took me to ISEF in Pittsburgh.
Yep. That was like
And she got mugged.
5 years ago.
And she got mugged.
Yeah,
In
the New
Pittsburgh?
Yorker went to Pittsburgh to get shoved to the ground and my
mugged.
phone stolen out of my hand.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
And then the DA flew me back to Pittsburgh for the trial.
They paid for that?
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
They really wanted to lock this guy up.
And then they gave him probation.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
That's a lot of money to spend.
For probation.
Very little payout.
It's I find both trips to be an amusing, fun story, but I'm not going to bore the whiskey folks with it. But I would love to hear more about your science research at a later date.
Well, the whiskey folks always want to hear a story. Just ask Ben. Ben.
Yeah.
Ben
Oh, yeah. Sure, Ben. No. I'll be real brief, but I will say this. I work at a Title I school, and we do all of our research in-house, and we got kids that are getting scholarships that would not have had that opportunity otherwise. And so I will say I'm proud of our kids for bridging the gap of the private schools or the rich parents, and they're still doing well.
So where are you?
And just outside of Atlanta, Georgia.
Ah, okay. So I'm at a Title I school in New York City, and they gave me about 3 years to develop a research program before they switched gears and made it something different. So just as I'm at the point where I've got kids developed to start doing something, yeah. But look, the kids who came through my class who learned how to read a research article, if they took nothing else, they're still ahead of their peers in college. And I had a really fun article I would read with them about a research study on whether or not squirrels remember where they hide their nuts for the winter.
How funny.
But it's got the abstract, it's got the purpose, methods, it's something that the kids can understand. So
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill. And
Well, if you ever need to reach out, you can reach out to me. I've got whatever resources I've got to give out. It's fine.
Much appreciated. Yeah, I'll see how my meeting goes on Monday, and who knows what they want me to do next.
Yep.
But as Scott said, Amy, your ridiculous is never appreciated. And thank you, Bill. Thank you, Tom. And thank you, Amy. 37-year-old dear coworker last week. Yeah, Tommy was 62. So unbelievable. 37 is wow.
To Tommy,
love you all.
Amy's coworker.
Yep. Cheers.
Ben, I'm just surprised that you had a friend that was 20 years older than you.
I've got why is
I'm kidding.
I'm just saying I've had friends that are 50 years older. I have people all over the map. I am an odd duck, if you couldn't tell.
No, I'm just kidding.
And as Amy says, I love you all. Everyone has told you today. Love you too, Amy.
As a side note, Ben, I think that I actually, as a spectator, I do appreciate you. I know that I think ADHD thinks that you're acquired taste, but I do appreciate your candor and the way that you do things.
Yeah, well, I'm doing this for fun. Me and Matt have a interesting relationship. We get along. We're very different, but very similar at the same time. So yeah, I am definitely.
Well, he takes a lot of things to heart.
Yes.
So you're and I hate to say if I'm trying to categorize you, but you are spouting out just what's in your head and what you're thinking. It's not with intent or malintent. But then Matt takes it in. Oh, okay. But
Depends
then Matt will take it in.
There's
okay. Well, I was giving you the benefit.
There's no malintent unless it's deserved.
There's too many judgy people out here. That's the problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say. There's nothing I do that has no thought to it. I would say that. So but when I am doing something, it is generally for trying to do a positive, even though very often it turns out negative.
Well, there's a positive point that might get lost.
Yes. It is what it is.
It gets lost with the judgy people.
Well, and I would say ADHD. He's not so much judgy. He internalizes every piece of criticism, and
I'm not talking about
and he,
Matt. I'm talking about
yeah.
Ben. I've talked to Ben offline on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, I can see how he is and what he does or doesn't expect from conversations. Just people will they want to pick it apart. It's just leave it alone. Let's get on here, have a few drinks, have some fun, and shut the F up. And that's what Ben wants.
Well, my thing is just be real and be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah, I understand that Matt internalized a lot. Me and Matt have talked. You know, it's
that's what makes Ben. That's what makes Ben a cool dude. Just hang out. Just hang out with him.
But at the same time, I'm okay if you hate me. There's plenty of people in this world that hate me. Believe me.
Hey, there's plenty of people that hate me too. So, and I appreciate all of them.
You just got to be
a lot of them are locked up, so I don't care.
I say be a high school teacher like Bonnie and I. You'll hear plenty of people that hate us, and
I didn't like. I didn't like all my teachers.
I got to tell you, the blend of the two picks doesn't suck.
I appreciated them for what they did.
Good. Yeah, but you can't have it. You got to have a thick skin when you're in the public in teaching or other professions. The fireman, police officer, you name it. You can't take everyone that says something.
Those frickin' cops.
Well, that's also also though why I always find it funny that people think I'm always just completely edgy and on edge and cursing, completely uncensored. I've worked 20 years in Fortune 500. 25 years at this point in Fortune 500 corporations. I must know how to handle myself at one point or another. But this I do for fun. I don't do this as a job. I intentionally don't do this as a job. Well, many people have said, why don't I have a Patreon? Why? Because I do this. I do this for my enjoyment, just like I did my cars for enjoyment.
People,
like we talked about earlier.
People want to judge our social skills. If you don't have any social ability, then that's a whole thing. And I've been
car fights back.
I've worked 32 years in a state prison. I got social skills. Yeah. So I get on here and behave myself, and I can't go any farther.
So if that wasn't clear, Z-Man's also a high school teacher.
I can deal with rowdy kids, believe me. Get back in your seat.
There you go. Cousin Ethan, Amy, the fact that you noticed Bonnie's pictures, she now wants to adopt you.
How funny.
That's an OCD thing.
Wait, let's give her a... Amy, you broke him.
It's been a rough couple days.
Don't be sorry at all, Sandy.
So Ben, I got a buddy of mine that's he was doing LS Motors out of trucks and he actually had a business, and I hooked up with him in 2006, and he started getting sick. His wife passed away while he was getting sick. She died of cancer, and he told me probably 15 years into it. Is that right? About that. He goes, you know what? Says my name. He goes, I'm gonna drop off the map. And he lost his biofunctions and sold his house, moved in with his kid. His phone number gone, email gone, and I haven't talked to that dude since. And we used to kind of clown around with each other because it was, let's play car together. He had a 2,000 square foot automotive shop in the backyard, probably a 1,700 square foot house. And I would go over there once a weekend. He was doing a lot of Chevy Motors, and I got some vehicles out in my driveway. We would convert those vehicles and then test them and then give the motors to customers. So, and I've tried to look them up.
I wish he was still around because I could use an LS in my car.
Dude, I got some of those skills, but I feel your mindset where I'm an automotive guy, and the one automotive guy that I love to death. I don't want to get teary-eyed on her. I miss him to death.
No, like I said, one of them I lost this week. So, Were you on earlier when I showed off the cars and stuff?
Fuck yeah. I watched all that.
Okay. Yeah, so...
yeah. That shit makes me teary-eyed watching that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tried to do... I don't think I did him justice, but I tried to do something.
No, you did him 100% justice. So friend of yours, when people are like that, and you've known them for the majority of your life, and they get sick like that, it's just it's
he
fucked
ended up in the hospital 6 months ago. Didn't know what was wrong. They thought he had a stroke. Turned out to be stage 4 lung cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And he went. Last time I really talked to him was a month ago. He had finished
Cyberknife, I think.
Yeah, Cyberknife, and was moving on to radiation. And a month later, he's gone.
Yeah, I haven't been allowed to lay my buddy to rest because he wanted to pull himself off the grid, and he's also a ham radio operator, by the way. Somebody I used to talk to on Simplex because he was freaking probably 20 minutes from me. So when I first got my license, we'd get on there and just fucking bullshit the world. And we did a lot of crap with computers. I bought an amplifier, a Heathkit 2001 amplifier, and he kept telling me, buy it. That's going to be somebody's amplifier. And I was on there for like an hour and a half of his ass. And I bought that amplifier, by the way. And it's still sitting there
for anybody who doesn't know, both me and Z-Man are ham radio operators.
Yeah.
Little amateur radio mixed in. So.
And I miss that shit. No, that was a lot of fun. But I appreciate.
Well, there's kind of a through line when you talk about cars, ham radio, whiskey. All those things are things that kind of draw people together. Provide community, provide connection, and you make good friends.
Yep, you're not wrong. It's there's nothing else to say. It's just interesting that that was my old passion. The amount of time I spend on whiskey, I used to spend going to car shows and working on cars and working on friends' cars and building cars, but unfortunately we all kind of got too busy. Life happened.
This is all ham radio shit. So obviously you can see the beer cans and all that shit.
Yeah, the Miller Lite's a big part of the ham radio stuff.
That's the Heathkit.
The aluminum amplifies the signal.
Yeah, there you go.
And then there you are on YouTube.
Hey, how's it going?
And it ends with me.
And there's his hand. Yep. And there's Dylan Robbins. What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going? I would have jumped on sooner, but I didn't figure you'd want to see me with a mouthful of nuts, so I waited till I was done eating.
I absolutely want to see you with a mouthful of nuts. At least a mouthful of these nuts.
Planters. Product drop.
I don't know what it is.
Amateur league.
I pulled out this hot junk.
Oh, God.
Just to think about it. It's fucking hot. I've had this bottle for 2 years, and look how full it is. It's so.
Why wouldn't you just dump it?
No, thank you. Hey, Brian Tracy's in the house. Cheers, BT. And he says Bonnie's in the house. Yep. Cheers, Brian. Thanks for being here, brother.
$7 is a novelty bottle.
So what do we have to do?
Everybody needs an LS, me included. LS Pup, a 986 boxer. So, ironically, Amy, Rob in the chat has a 944 that is probably going LS swapped.
We were doing it in 2006, and in Arizona, they were trying to tag the vehicle with the motor, not the vehicle.
Right.
And my buddy took them to court and won the vehicle because they wouldn't pass shit. So if you had a 34 with a 2005 motor, you're not tagging the motor, you're tagging the vehicle. So you'll pass every freaking time.
So they were trying to do it like the way they do trucks. Like big rigs.
Yes. And then everybody that goes through the motor vehicle doesn't really understand that shit because they're not really checking nothing. They're just checking to see if it's throwing codes. If they ain't throwing codes, it ain't nothing.
Start it up.
Maybe.
Rattle some windows.
Here you go. Bill said mouthful of nuts is the only reason he tuned in.
See, it was good for something. Scott, it's nice to meet you, and Bonnie, if you're still there, nice to meet you too.
I'm guessing.
I'm still
Absolutely.
here. Although probably not for much longer.
That's okay.
I am gonna have to step away from a bio break. I'll be right back.
All right,
Right on,
Scott.
brother.
I think that's a teacher term because the only other people I've heard say bio break are teachers.
There's a channel discussion under that's what he calls it.
Oh, okay.
But that's where I adopted it. And then everybody else is kind of listening, saying, "Yeah, well, that's something to go do." Because a lot of people got streams and they don't like it when you walk away. If you take a water pill, you got to walk away several times. It don't matter.
Well, we have a group chat for our science department, and quite frequently it's used to request bio breaks when you're teaching 3 classes in a row. Because
So you're saying 3 hours without a bio break?
I guess 3 classes turns out to be about 2.5 hours, but there's 2 minutes between classes. So unless your classroom is right next to the bathroom, there's no way you're making it. And even if it is, by the time the kids get their stuff together and walk out the door, and
He's still streaming over your stream.
I could never be a teacher because in 2.5 hours, I'm taking about 6 bio breaks. So
Mine is a retired.
Have you had your prostate checked?
I have, but I'm on heart medication and water pills and stuff. And
Oh, okay, yeah. If you're on water pills, say no more.
yeah. The worst is coming back from summer break when I've had the freedom to use the bathroom anytime I'd like, and all of a sudden it's like, nope.
And for anybody who doesn't know, Bonnie's bladder is actually the size of a thimble.
It really is.
Mine's a retired. Mine's a retired nurse after 32 years.
I'm just glad I muted. I realized I.
oh, you weren't muted, Scott. We heard you.
What the hell's he doing over
Hey, we got Doggo.
Oh, I
Hey,
got
we got a puppy.
a visitor.
Where's my mouse? Yo, what up, Doggo? Cheers, David. What's Doggo's name?
Emmy.
Emmy?
Yep. EMMIE.
there?
Hi,
Hold on.
Emmy.
Emmy's tail's going nuts.
Yeah.
What up, Doggo?
Aw.
Just get out. Oh.
It's a cute dog.
Yeah.
Definitely. Cool dog, brother.
I was hanging with Nova over at Lauren's folks. Nova is a Chihuahua, I think.
I forget if she was Chihuahua, Dachshund. I don't remember. Last time I was there, she was just sitting on my belly.
Yeah. She's the cutest little thing, super friendly, although there was a large party, so she was just trying to get in everyone's plates.
All right, so Scott, I have a good question for you.
That was Danny tonight with Wendy's.
Sure.
What do you follow 13th Colony Double Oaked with?
I mean, it's all going to taste like water. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Go with something that has a finish. Maybe go with like you're talking about the port finish or the sherry finish, or and the thing is that 13th Colony Double Oak, it stays in your mouth. It doesn't go away.
What proof is it?
135.3.
Yeah.
Man, I thought my Jack Daniels was good at 130.
Yeah. I'm drinking 90 proof Buffalo Trace over here like an idiot.
No, the problem is that it
Stuck in
sticks.
there.
So
It's stick.
I've got an
It's
idea.
Oh boy.
No,
Okay. What are you looking for? I see if I can find it.
no, it's over there. I'm thinking Sagamore Double Oak.
God,
I mean, it'll continue. It'll continue.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be that hard to find.
it's over in the Sagamore area.
No, really.
The Sagamore area. But and then also it'll bring you down. You can't stay at 130 all night.
No, I
No.
mean you can, but make it a good
Wow.
night.
No, you'll be on the floor
The blue one.
or asleep in a chair. One of the two.
Hey, Z-Man, you said you're drinking 90 proof Buffalo Trace.
Yes, sir.
I'm drinking 90 proof Ironfish. It's a local Michigan distillery,
I don't know.
Ooh,
and it's
never
their
heard of them. Yes.
No, I've heard.
It's their
Is that a UP?
No, it's Detroit or.
it's in Thompsonville. I think it is up towards the UP,
That's what I thought. Well, I know Iron Mountain's up there.
and it's their 4 cask. It's bourbon finished in maple syrup barrels, Caribbean rum casks, sherry casks, and cognac casks.
Jeez.
For 90 proof, it's got a really good taste to it. And it's got a nice little rye finish.
That's a small distillery, right?
So, what part of Michigan are you from?
I am near Detroit.
Like, I was born in Saginaw. Where,
Okay, so Detroit is about 20 minutes away from Ohio. So I'm in what's considered the downriver area.
Yeah.
Taylor.
Okay.
So
Taylor, Michigan.
yes.
I watch a channel called Chasing Neat, and they actually did a
My
distillery tour.
parents were from Wall Lake.
Okay. So I think they're north. They're north of us.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow, this bottle's getting low.
Mhm. Yeah, they're east of or west of Detroit.
Okay.
This bottle of Double Oak's getting in danger. It looks like.
I'm trying to get rid of this bottle.
What is that?
That's the BT.
Oh,
The hell's up with my video here?
Buffalo Trace. Yeah.
wee.
And Scott, I liked your Instagram page tonight, so
I'll put the boom
everybody should like Scott's Instagram.
Everybody will think I'm talking.
Absolutely. That's
Good.
a reminder. And you should give his YouTube channel a follow. Also.
One of the things I do is sure.
Get the bubble off.
On Instagram, I try to put out stuff that I do a lot of like tinkering and making stuff, and I try to promote that as well.
Yeah, cool.
So what's the last thing you made?
Really, crickets.
Don't you hate it when you're put on the spot
I'm
like
working
that?
on so
I don't know.
I'm in a Monday night dart league, so I play darts. And yeah. But I'm making a dartboard surround with barrel staves. So kind of I had got some whiskey barrels this summer for real cheap. They were being first of all, they were disgusting. They were being used as aging barrels for a brewery that was doing sours. So they had sour beer in them. Once you drain that and you smell that, it was pungent.
Ooh, wow. Yeah.
But
That's
I
weird.
got a Jack Daniels barrel. Yeah. So I
what do
got
you
a bunch of barrels for $25 each. I take them apart and I do barrel head tables. I did one of those for a giveaway for Adriana's and for one of the giveaways for the Shelf Turds cancer fundraiser. I do the staves. I make like Glencairn holders.
Mhm.
I'm making a stave surround for a dartboard backboard. I just kind of like play with.
You like to tinker.
But I put a lot of that stuff out on my Instagram, just stuff that I'm kind of, yeah.
He likes to tinker and tinkle.
We
See
all
what
do.
do it.
We should connect offline because I like
just
tinking
did that,
stuff too.
Yeah, the sour barrel sounds cool. Well, that's what
Yeah. And we have some stuff at school. Yeah,
Scott,
we
we
got
should-
like 3D printers at school. We got laser engravers at school. Yeah.
We should connect offline because
definitely
I like
connect.
making
We'll
stuff too.
That's all
Well,
in the name of
now you
science.
know how to reach out to him through Instagram.
Yep.
I'm not saying that's how we talk, but you know.
Yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
starts. It starts somewhere.
Yeah.
So what's Bonnie drinking?
Yeah. You
Bonnie
can only
just
drink so much
killed-
whiskey. Sometimes you got to be productive.
Bonnie just killed a glass of Rossville bottled and bond single barrel that I picked up from Drug City.
In Maryland, yeah.
Mm.
The alien pick.
Alien pick, yes.
I thought you didn't love that one.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how I feel about it, but it was something different.
Yeah.
My usual Elijah Craig bottles running a little low, and so I was like, try something different. But on that empty glass, I am going to sign off and go to bed because I have to be up at 6 to work.
And then go to a birthday party
Yes.
for a 3-year-old.
What time is the thing in Brooklyn?
2 p.m.
Oh, okay. Not
What time
terribly early.
is
Yeah.
Who's
Freaking
party?
New York people. New York people.
Party is 1 to 3, so plan on dropping by the house on your way home, please.
the house?
My sister's.
Okay.
She is the only house owning person in the family these days.
Wow.
My
I
family.
own one.
You own a condo.
That's still a house.
It
Yeah.
is. It is a home, absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
I
good.
consider it a
Yep. All right, we'll talk.
All right, night all.
All
Cheers.
right, love you, hon.
Love
Cheers,
you
Bonnie.
too.
Thanks for jumping on. That's good. That was cool, Ben.
the Jewish guilt has commenced.
Whatever. You can't hide from your girl ever. I don't hide from mine. She knows.
I
exactly.
don't even try.
Mine knows that I'm hanging out with my moonshiner friends on YouTube. So she goes, "Oh, hang out." She's in the other room watching TV, some scary fucking movie. She's just going there hanging out with your moonshiner friends. I go, "What do you do when you're done?" She goes, "I need to go sleep early." So
Yo, what's up, baller?
she don't live in my house either.
I sent you some crazy stuff this week, and I didn't hear back from you, dude. Hope all's okay. Cheers, man.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's been in Arizona for the last week and a half, so she comes home
That's
tomorrow.
Oh, sorry.
What part of Arizona is she in?
Everywhere. They're down there traveling
Yes.
around.
Z-Man's pretending like he doesn't know.
Stop that. Yeah, I live in Arizona, work in Arizona. And Ben's being a little shit, so don't start.
No, she's down there visiting my son and doing some traveling.
Right on.
So her, my daughter, and one of her friends. So if they saw Z-Man, I would have heard about it.
I
If they saw Z-Man, they might have crossed the street.
ran into a hanging AZ a couple years ago in the liquor store. He was looking for a Rebel 100, and he keeps looking and looking and looking. And he looks at me and he goes, "You ever seen that bottle in here?" I'm like, "No." And he goes, "Do I know you from somewhere?" I'm like, "I don't know. Do I know you?" And he told me who he was, and he threw that name out. I said, "Well, I'm Z-Man, brother." We bumped fists, and he goes, "You come in here much?" And I said, "The owners of the store, I've had their cousin living with me." And he goes, "So you get good deals?" I said, "Yeah, but you got to buy more than a bottle." And he kind of starts laughing. And I said, I'll grab 5 bottles. They'll give me 10% off. So ever since then, I just kind of laugh because he knows my face, knows where he saw me, and we just met because, it's a cool story, I thought.
That's cool. Yeah, I would like to meet John one of these days.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Big, tall, skinny fucker.
Big, tall, skinny fucker. Sounds
So
just
there-
like me.
Nice. You're a good dude, Ben. Don't fucking quit selling yourself so short all the fucking time. Or I'll fly to New York, beat you, and then fly all the way back to Arizona.
I am the quintessential self-hating Jew. What can I say?
You do what you got to do, brother.
But
Yeah, I'll-
people around the world are just upset it's harder to kill me these days.
Well,
Well, they can all fuck themselves anyway, so. It's a good thing I'm a wrench and you're the creator, so you can kick me off anytime you want. Shut up. I hate the haters, brother. I hate them.
well, I will sell myself short. I'm the short guy. I'm like 5'3", and so like when I hang out with my whiskey friends locally, I can't drink the same as somebody bigger.
See, here's the thing, though, right? He's 5'3", but he's also got a kickstand, so
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is he's a tripod?
Exactly.
Yeah. Go with that nickname.
It doesn't have to be that. When you're that close to the ground, it's not that impressive.
it's just like a baby arm holding an apple.
Yeah, that shit, huh? I never thought about it that way.
I had a friend who was short a little while ago. I haven't heard from the guy in years, actually, and he was not a tall man, and he used to say, big man, small cock, short man, all cock.
Yeah.
The growth had to go someplace.
There you go.
Mine went to my belly.
Yeah, me to join the club. So what are you boys drinking on now?
Woodford Double O, baby.
There you go.
These are 2 for for $40, or you can buy the big bottle for $60. What choices should I have made?
Two 375s
For $40.
for $40. That's a deal.
Or the 750 for $60. I'm like, are you fucking? And they had cases on the floor in my liquor store. I said, yeah, okay, I'll take 2.
And I love 375s because then they're great for doing bottle splits.
Oh, God, dude, you don't want to buy a case of them, and I might at the end of the month. If there's a case sitting in there, I think I'm gonna throw it on the counter and walk it out the door. Fuck you guys.
The last thing I bought a case of was this right here.
Yeah, the last
You see
time.
this, buy it.
The last time I bought a case of anything was early times Ball and Ballin' Black Cup,
This right here. If you see this bottle, buy it. Just a reminder.
and I paid less
The
than
American Heroes version of 1783 is stupid good for like $25.
I haven't seen none of that shit.
So when did that come out? I don't think we saw that distributed here.
I bought it in April in Kentucky, and I bought it recently near me. It's been out. They made a batch of it, and it's been moving around all year. But it's so good for so little money. It's ridiculous. It's so much better.
I haven't seen that.
Regular 1783 is good. This is like it doesn't have a dusty whiskey taste, but it has like the well-rounded flavor of an old whiskey, if that makes sense. Like it's just like it tastes like whiskey's supposed. When you say I want bourbon, it just tastes like a damn good flavorful bourbon.
Well, I went back to your High West, and this is actually like what bourbon. This is very good.
Well, what did she call that? Didn't she call that my daily sipper or something like that? What's the name of it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my secret stash.
Oh, my secret stash, right. Okay. I didn't nail it, but,
but
it's all right.
it is. It's just like it's kind of what it should be.
And it's way better than anything else you get at High West.
Yeah.
And that's their distillate too.
hmm
But again, that's her
Yeah, that's
running
a-
around with a thief in a rick house.
Yeah. She had to find that barrel. There's probably a lot of bad ones she tasted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Shelby, that is Irene Tan's pick of High West.
Mhm.
That's her cast strength pick. Which if you
Yeah.
need,
It's
you know a guy.
and what was it? It wasn't that bad. Like what was it? $50?
50, $60, something like that, yeah.
It's very good.
Actually, I just she's bringing me a refill tomorrow, so I got a receipt today, so I can actually tell you exactly how much it is currently.
Dylan,
Delan.
make sure I say your name right.
That's all right,
Delan.
Delan.
What I apologize. What Jack Daniels is that? Is that the rye?
That is the twice barreled special release heritage rye.
Oh. Yep. I
That's
haven't
all right.
had that one yet.
That's all right. We all call him Dylan anyway.
Yeah, and you know what? To be honest, my wife says my name wrong unless she's mad. When she says it right, I just leave. That's it. I know I'm in trouble.
Yeah, mine calls me by my first name, and I just shut up and listen to what she's got to say.
But when he's banging her, she calls him Z-Man.
She has done that, and I was confused.
Don't start that, Ben.
She comes home tomorrow. If I hear the word Z-Man come out of her mouth, I'm going to be upset.
I like a feisty
So
girl.
Scott, it's $60.99 plus tax.
Okay, 50, 60, so it's 60, but it's a
Whatever.
very good $60 bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Which High West is it?
It's just a cast strength single barrel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
You
good.
know, if you need, you know a guy. Granted, I don't know the next time I'm going up there. She already left the store for today because it's 11:30 at night. Here.
So and they've got them local here. I saw some.
Oh, that's the one you said you haven't opened. You know what? Hey, let me grab the double rye. I'll drink that.
So
with you.
they're starting to do High West store picks.
Sure.
And
But
I've
good
seen
luck
them around,
finding-
but yeah.
Good luck finding one as good as Irene's.
It's phenomenal.
What's
Oh, yeah.
everybody in the chat drinking?
I don't know. Is anybody left in the chat?
19 people.
There you go. Dylan.
Oh, there you go.
So forever now it is Dylan.
That's the one I got right there.
Say it how you say it. I've answered to worse.
And it's
So we got
Big-
Z-Man and D-Man. How about that?
There you go.
Big Dick D Money Robbins.
No, not even close.
D-Man.
D Money $2
There you go. If you want 8 inches, you got to do it 4 times.
There you go. And I got to fold it in half.
Yeah. Oh,
Wahala. Ooh, I haven't had this in a while, man.
There you go. This
Cheers,
is
Scott.
you like it? So I'll tell you the one thing I'm jealous you got near you, Delan, is
That sounds so sexy when you say it like that. Delan.
is New Holland. I'm a big fan of theirs.
You know, I've never had their stuff. I've been really trying to get into more Michigan-made bourbons,
You should take a little visit there.
and yes, they are on my list.
I know they're not that close to you, but you should do that.
What
And you
state
should
you
let
in?
me know what single barrels they have when you get there.
What state you in, Eli?
Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, when I travel up to the cottage in Alpena,
Yeah.
um,
That New Holland out of
Yeah, and the other one, of course, is Pingree. If you ever see a Pingree pick,
I'd like to try the Pingree, just the red, which I think is the rye, right?
what about Matt? What about
Go ahead.
what about Mammoth?
I got to
Mammoth?
try the Shelf Turds and what do you call it? And
Oh yeah,
Trev
the
pick
high
and
proof.
And the red.
and I thought it was really good. Honestly, I thought it was very, very tasty. It's just
Mhm.
it ain't cheap.
No. It's a
I want to say it's very pricey for what it is.
It's $100 a bottle.
150.
For what? For Pingree?
No, for
Mammoth.
For what?
For Mammoth out of Michigan.
Oh yeah. Wasn't that
So-
doesn't it got that 15-year age statement on it, or
I forget. I'd have to look at the website.
is that the
Part
one off of the whiskeychannel.com?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That.
Yeah, I think it's a
Yes.
15-year.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very good. I got to try it. It's just, it's how many $150, $200 bottles can you buy?
part of the reason I haven't.
You know what's funny is they know it, and what they're trying to do when they set it out to all the Patreons was buy 2, 3 bottles at a time, and the price will go down. So hopefully they do that.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason I haven't really hit a lot of the Michigan products is priced. Most of them are priced in the $50 to $80 range, and they're only 90, 100 proof bottles. So a lot of them are really good, but there's so many other great 80 and under bottles that are higher proof. I mean, you can get Elijah Craig barrel proof for like $70,
Right.
or spend $60 on 100 proof. But I've really been trying to hit more Michigan stuff just to see what I'm missing, and to kind of put them on my Instagram and just see how everything is. See what I'm missing.
One that's under, I think it's under 50 even, or around 50, that I really enjoyed to the point that we stopped at Meyer and I bought a bottle on the way out of Michigan, was the New Holland Origin. The one that looks like it has dragon scales on it.
Okay.
You probably can get it locally. I have it here somewhere. If I can. Here it is. Sorry, Dragon's Milk Origin, they call it.
But let me ask you a question.
Really, really tasty.
Yeah.
It is only 95 proof, but it was tasty enough that I wanted a bottle.
Okay, I'll have to try that.
If you were to spend $100, would it be one good bottle or 4 bottles that are great sippers?
What's already at home?
Exactly.
I need
But
contact.
let's
I
just
need
say that-
contact. I
let's
have
just
no
say-
whiskey.
Yeah, that's good. You're out
If
of,
I have
you're
no
out of your
whiskey-
sippers. You're out of your sippers, and you got to restock your bar, because that's what I had to do yesterday. And Elijah Craig barrel proof was $100.
Four
and I
bottles
went-
for sure.
And that's what I did. I bought an Early Times
Mhm.
bottle. I bought an OGD 114. I bought a 375 with double oak. And I bought I think I said the OGD.
Mm-hmm.
But $100 for
All right, so
Elijah
what was
Craig
the
barrel proof.
What was the $100 bottle you were looking at?
That was Elijah Craig barrel proof. Nah.
Don't pay
That's
$100 for Elijah Craig barrel proof. I can get them for you for 70 at any time. I mean,
Was it a
you got-
C?
C wasn't on the shelf. It was A and B. I looked. I went, nah.
Yeah, you can get C here for right around $75.
They marked up the fucking price. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, don't. There's no reason to overpay for Elijah Craig barrel proof. There's so many places where it's buyable, and you know people.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll keep that in mind.
I would like to say I got lucky. I stopped in the store. I normally go into the store, and I've never had the Elijah Craig toasted, and I seen it a lot of places around $100, 125. This store was selling it at MSRP for right around 54, and I grabbed it, and I asked him which Elijah Craig was on the shelf, and he said it was the B. I was like, I've already got that. I said, do you have this C 529, the new one? He's like, yeah. And he reached underneath the counter and pulled one out for me.
Oh my god! So they're fucking hot.
Yep. Now, I have never gone into this store asking for anything. I've gone in.
I would have took it. Well, it was bad as.
Oh no, I bought it.
I got the A1. I got the A123. It was in a box on the aisle.
Yep. I've never asked for anything. I've always bought what they've had. I've bought their store picks. And the one time that I did ask, they pulled it out for me. So that was pretty cool.
Good for you.
Yep. Well, you also weren't asking for anything crazy.
Right.
So I'll say I did get a C923, but the only ones I've seen since were $100 and up. And it pisses me off because there is so much. I recently picked up a B520 for $80 for somebody.
Well, it's just a regular bottle of
I can get 20. I can still get 20, 21, 22, but everybody, of course, they're following the hype. They got to have C923. Stupid.
Yeah, the way you said it, D-Long, is like they're hiding it behind the counter.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because distributors, I also know why here, distributors are holding it back. All right, thanks for that exclamation point. I'm wondering if the mic picked that up. Did the mic catch that?
I didn't hear it.
Okay, because
I didn't hear a part.
Why did the chat go in a subscriber only mode just now? Did somebody do something in chat they shouldn't have?
What happened?
Mine clicked up, or the subscriber only mode clicked up. It doesn't rotate into it. It just did it.
I'm not seeing anything in chat right now.
I'm seeing it at the bottom of the chat.
Yeah, I see 18 people, but I don't see anything happening in chat. The last message I see was mine.
Anybody still here?
No, you got fucking 40,000 mods in there, so.
Yeah, well, that's the weird thing.
Some channels I don't want you to be a mod because.
I don't have any mods. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, you got mods just to keep everybody in check. Earn it.
Well, again, I think a lot of people who are watching are probably trying to watch 2 and 3 things at a time right now. That said, it is 11:45. Mark is going at midnight, so I'd say we'll probably wrap for him in a few minutes. Let me just confirm that he is going.
Who the hell is Mark? You talking about Northwest Bourbon? I don't know the man.
Well, you should know the man because he's a real fucking good man.
Dude, I've talked to him in text, email. And
he's a real dude.
And bottle share. He's a fucking great dude.
Yep. And how that dude only has 736 subs when he's interviewed like 40,000 distilleries.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me, and it just shows how fucked up the algorithm is.
I'm going to be sad when he was talking about moving to, I think, DC with another military job.
Really? I didn't hear that. When was he talking about that?
Oh, his last stream he did, I think.
I'm gonna have to. Is that a done deal? Because if he's in DC, my ass is going to be in DC more often. Because that's a 4-hour drive, and I will drive to go chill with Mark.
Don't quote me on the state, he was just talking about moving out of Washington State and then getting a job with DOJ and doing something else.
I'm just saying, if Mark moves to Washington, D.C., if Mark is around D.C., we're going to get fucked up. I'm just saying. I want to get white girl wasted with Mark.
White girl wasted.
Well, I asked him for something, not remembering I asked him because I was too slammered.
You slammered? No.
And the fucking dude hooked me up, and I'm like, really? And then he sent me pictures, and I'm like, ooh. And then I go to the mailbox, and it's sitting in there, and I'm like, dude, let me take care of you. And he just fucking such a fan.
That is such a solid dude.
Yeah, but don't act like you don't get slammered in here.
I mean, I might have gotten a little tipsy once or twice.
Yeah, whatever. You've gotten tipsy several times. We all get tipsy.
I've never fallen asleep during my stream, woken up, taken a 90-second long piss, and then let loose one of the largest farts ever heard on whiskey. Dude, that never happened.
I think I remember that episode that Z-Man did that.
Where's Mid-South?
What the hell? What are you talking about, man? I'll fall asleep on stream, but I don't sit there and fucking keep going because I got Vicky on. Z-Man! And I'll just go, all right, I'm gone. Irish goodbye. But I've watched another channel fall asleep on stream in the morning, fall asleep in the middle of the afternoon. Power naps are the way to roll.
20, 30-second power nap and you're good.
Man, 2 hour. 2 hour. Here's to you.
It's a power pass out.
God,
That's your.
that's my high west double rye.
I do. It'll pass out.
All right. I think I'm going to jump out.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes to midnight. I'm thinking maybe it's time to wrap up and go to the after party. You know, I want to drop Mark's link. And I want everybody to at least go over there, hit the like, and you know, give him a little love, if nothing else.
Yeah, drop the link in chat. Otherwise
Yeah, I just did. That's the link to Mark's stream.
Appreciate you.
So
well, but I appreciate it. I know I delayed this forever, but I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks to you, I got to try all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's tasty. And you know, I guess we'll have to do a round 2.
Yeah.
Maybe one day when you're going live.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Ben thinks everybody should have a channel.
No, I think everybody should do whatever the hell they want. Scott has a channel, but he also has a better Instagram. Maybe he would do a little live on Instagram.
No,
yeah, I can do that.
Even though I hate Instagram lives.
After what Scott said, I would just keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Yeah. I appreciate it, Z-Man.
Not on, brother.
All right, with that, folks, there's 6 spots open if anybody wants to come hang in the after party, and probably 7 because Delan is about to leave us, it sounds like. So
Mark ain't coming on till 10:30, dude.
Thanks for coming on tonight, Scott. Thank you for the samples and for coming on. Z-Man, Delan, and everyone else.
That's
appreciate being here. Appreciating you. Yep. Appreciating you humoring me, paying a little tribute to my buddy Tommy. And
Tommy.
We'll see you again soon. Cheers, y'all.
Have a good night. Thank you.